All right, so this is the lecture number 65 in our DSA series, and we have already covered 64th lecture in the DSA series. And for now, we are solving the problems related to arrays, 1D arrays specifically. And in that, today we will be solving the problems called searching in the array using an efficient algorithm. We have already seen an algorithm for searching any element into the array, which was a linear search. So today we are going to see an optimized algorithm for searching the element inside the array, which is the binary search. So binary search is more optimized than the linear search. Fine. So let us see what we are going to see now. Fine. So we are going to see binary search. There might be a possibility then you know already about binary search, or you don't know, but those who know, they are well and good. Those who don't know, don't worry, I would be explaining everything. Fine. So what is binary search? Let us say, let's just revise the linear search quickly, very quickly. Linear search. What was linear search? Let us suppose we were having an array 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Fine. So what we used to do in the linear search, we used to start our pointer from here, and let us say we have been given element called 40. We have to search this and we have to find the location for this. Then what we used to do, we used to check for this. If not equal to this, then what we used to do, we used to increase our pointer and move it here. If it is not equal to the element which we are searching for, so then we used to move this pointer again. This is not equal to this, then we just used to move our pointer to the next element like this, and we used to check whether this element, this one is equal to this one. Then we just used to return the position of this particular element. So what is the position? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case we used to return 3 as our position or location. You can say whatever you want. So this was the linear search. So let us suppose if you have to search 60 inside the same array using a linear search, then fine. So what will you do? You will check for this element, then you will check for this and this. So in the last you got to know that my element is existed on the last position. Fine. So using linear search, how many iteration you have done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the sixth comparison, you got to know that your element is at sixth. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth position. Fine. So this is, I mean, let us suppose you have been element of 1000 and you have been asked to search for the element which is existed on the last of the array. Then you will have to check for every element, but that was not necessary. Why? I would explain it in the binary search, and let us see how it is more like how binary search is optimized than the linear search. Fine. So I am going to erase this, and firstly I would be telling you what is binary search, and then I would be telling you how it is optimized one. So first question is, what is binary search? Fine. So let us suppose you have been given the same array. Let us say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. Let us suppose the array of 10 size, and the positions for this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fine. So we have 10 size array. So the last position in this array is 9. You already know, I have already discussed in the array introduction of the array. If you are confused with these indexes, then you should watch the first video inside the array series. So what binary search says, take two pointers. First pointer will point to first element, and another pointer, the second pointer will point to this, I mean the last element. Fine. So our started here and ended here. Let us call it as I and call it as J, or you can call it them start and and also. Fine. So what algorithm says is, you have this, this pointer which is, initially it is 0, and this pointer initially it is 9, which is pointing to this element. So calculate the mid of both of them, like 0 plus 9. So let us calculate the mid also. How you can calculate the mid? 0 plus 9, 0 plus 9 divided by 2. So what would you get? Here you will be getting 4. Why? 9 by 2 is 4. Fine. And one more thing I missed while explaining the binary search, that the array would be in the sorted format. So what sorted form is? First element will always be lesser than the second element, and second element will always be lesser than the third element, and third element will always be lesser than the fourth element, and so on. Means this element will be always in the less or equal to with the next element. Fine. So that is the meaning of sorting, and there are some sorting algorithms. I would be discussing them also in later videos. So let us focus on this. That means array would be in sorted format only. Like you would not be provided like this an array. Let us say you have 2, 5, 1, 3. This is not a valid array to perform the binary search. Fine. So this is not the valid input. So coming to the lecture, what we saying, like calculate the mid of both of the pointers, which is I and j. Initially I is 0 and j is 9. So calculate the mid, which is 4, and check. So what is the mid? Mid is here. Check with mid element whether 50 is equal to the searchable element, which is 40. Whether 50 is equal to 40. No, it is not. And check whether 50 is less than 40. Is 50 less than 40? No. Or 50 is greater than 40. There are 3 conditions. So let me write those also. What are those? Is 50 is equal to 40, or 50 is less than 40, or 50 is greater than 40. These 3 conditions would be there. No condition left in this. Fine. So we'll have to check whether this is condition true, or this condition is true, or this condition true. We will apply the different logic for all of the 3 conditions. Fine. So let us see which condition is matching here. 50 is greater than 40. You can see here. So if 50 is greater than 40, that means, let us say if array is already sorted and the mid element is greater than the 40, that means the element for which you are searching for will be always in this range. Like if your mid is greater than 40, that means the element will not be inside these. Why? Because let us say you have been searching for 40, then you can say 40 will always be 40 will always come before 50. Fine. So that is the point. If 40 is 50 is greater than 40, that means the element is going to be lie in this range only, from 0 to 4. Not exactly 4, from 0 to here. Why? Because you have already searched for this element. The range for the next iteration would be this. Fine. So in this case, what you would do, you would take this pointer and directly jump this pointer to here. You will not decrease this pointer 1, 1, 1, not like this. You will directly take this pointer and put it up here. Why? Because the element for which you are searching is not like it is not going to appear in the range from 50 to 100. Why? Because the element for which you are searching for is already lesser than this, lesser than the mid element. That means your element will be lying in this range only. Fine. So this is the first condition. Let us put it here. Let us put the j here. Fine. So if you put j here, 40, then what is the value of j? Mid minus 1, which is 3 now. Fine. Now you will again check. Fine. Now j is 3. Now you will again calculate the mid, which is 0 plus, now j is what? J is 3. 0 plus 3 is 3, divided by 2 you will get 1. Fine. Now you will check whether 1 is where? 1 is like existing in this index. 1 is pointing to this index. You will check whether 20 is equal to 50. Now this would be replaced with your mid, and this would be replaced with the element for which you are searching. Fine. So if mid in this case is 1. So if array of 1 is equal to 20, I mean 20 is equal to 40. No, 20 is not equal to 40. So what you would do in this case, you will check for this condition, is 40 is greater than 50. Yes, I mean 50, I mean the mid is less than 40. Mid is 20, 20 is less than 40. That means 20, I mean if 20 is less than 40, then your element is not going to lie in this range. Why? Because your mid is already lesser than this, then the element from the left, I mean left from here is going to be less only. So if this is less, then obviously all the elements from here to left is going to be less. Then there is, I mean, no sense of, like there is no sense to search in any, like in any place of left of this mid. Fine. So if this is the condition, then what you would do, you would only check in this range, not exactly this, because this is not equal to this, then you would only check in this range. Fine. So in this case, what you used to do, you put up your j is equal to mid minus 1. But in this case, what you would do, you would, I mean, pick up your I and move it to here. Why? Because all the elements from here, I mean here to initial or to the left are lesser than the mid. So you would pick up your I and I mean put it to here. Fine. So what you will make change into I, you would assign I is equal to mid plus 1, because mid is 1. You would put your I to 2. So mid plus 1. So this is the condition for this condition. Now our I is pointing to, sorry, now our I is pointing to second element, means second index, which is this one. Now our j is here, I is here, so value of I is 2. Now we'll again calculate how. So this is the formula for calculating mid, I plus j divided by 2. This is the formula, and we'll put values again into this. Fine. Now the value of I is 2 plus value of j is 3 divided by 2. So you would get 2. Fine. So in this case, I mean 5 plus 2 is 3. Sorry, 3 plus 2 is 5 divided by 2, you would get 2, because you are dividing two integer numbers. So in this case, your mid is here, your I is also here, and your mid is also pointing to the same element. Your mid is also here. Fine. You will check whether A of mid is equal to 40, because this is mid and this is element. So A of mid is here is 30 and element is 40. So if 30 is equal to 40, no, then what you would do, you would check the next condition. If 50 is less, sorry, here it is 30 and here also it is 30. If 30 is less than 40, yet it is less than, then what you would do, you would increase your I equal to mid plus 1. Like you would put, because the element from here to left will always be lesser than this. Why? Because this is already lesser than the searchable element, which was 40. Then how can it be possible? Then element from here to left will be, I mean greater than this, because array is already sorted. So your I would be pointing to here. Now you are already having j at 3. Now I is also at 3 and the value for I is 3. Now again you will calculate mid. Now the value for I and j is same. Let us see the magic here. So I is 3, j is also 3, 2. So 3 plus 3 is 2. Sorry, 3 plus 3 is 6 divided by 2. So you are going to get mid is 3. Now your mid is pointing to 3. Your mid is pointing to this. Now you will check, this is first condition. If a of mid is equal to the element, a of mid is 40 and element is also 40. So if, a of mid is 40 or a of mid is equal to the element which we are searching for, then that means you got your element in which position, like for the element for which you were looking. Fine. So if this is the case, then you would assign your position value as mid because you got the value at the mid, and immediately you break the line. Fine. So let us analyze how many comparisons we did, or else let us write some code, then after that we would analyze it. Fine. So I am going to write the code. I hope it is clear to you. If not, then I would explain it again. Fine. So first of all, I will have to take the input. For that I have to create the scanner. And after that, what I will have to do, I will have to declare a variable called, the length of the array, and the length of the array would be taken from the user. I want to make the program dynamic, and here I will have to take at next int. Now I will make an array of n size and will take n inputs from the user and will assign all the values into array of I. So this way we have taken the input from the user. Now what we have to do, first of all we have to define, let us call it as location, because in the binary search I think we defined the variable as location name, and let us initialize it with -1, because after each iteration if we not found the element inside the whole array, then the location would be -1. And let us suppose we are having element as 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and let us call it 70. We are having these elements. Your I is here and J is here, and position is initially -1. Fine. So I have written input here because while seeing input, the approach for writing program is easy. Let us see how. So what we have to do, we have to define two pointers, initially I and J. So I is 0 and J is n-1, because the length of the array is n. So last index would be n-n. We have to put our two pointers on to the left and on to the right. Fine. Now what we have to do, and one more thing, what I have to do, like till when I have to check. Let us say your I was here and J is here, I is here, J is here, and I is here and J is also here. So if J is less or equal to J, till then only we have to check for this. If your J is increased to this, or J crosses I, or I crosses J, that means you have already searched for this range. You have already searched for this range. That means you are done, because if no element found in this range, also in this range, then there is no sense to check for this range again and again. Fine. So that is the important point to write your code, because at some point you have to break also. You have to stop yourself after while checking the process for searching the element. Fine. So I will have to write a loop while I is less or equal to J. We can write like this way also. This would also work from my perspective, but let us write this way for safety. Now what we have to do in the first step, what I told you, in the first step we have to calculate the mid as I plus J is divided by 2. Fine. So we would calculate the mid. Let us call at mid, and I plus J divided by 2. Now what we have to do, we have to check whether our A of mid is equal to the element for which we are searching for. And I will have to take one input from the user for the element for which we are searching. Let us call it as X or call it as element. Fine. So if A of mid is equals to element for which we are searching, that means, I mean, one condition is this, else if A of mid is less than the element for which we are searching for, or else what would be the other condition? Else if A of mid is greater than the element. So these are the three conditions. Nothing, I mean, no condition is left here. Or else what we can do, we can just, I mean, remove this if also, because if any of the above condition is not met, then obviously the last condition would be executed. So I am writing this as it is, just for your understanding. So firstly, what I have to do, if like A of mid is equal to element, let us say your, I mean, mid is here and you are searching for 40 also. So you already found the element. Fine. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to take the mid into location and you have to break here also, because you already got your element, then no need to check for every element or any element. And if A of mid is less than element, like let us say you were having the input 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let us say this is 0 and this is 4, I and J, and the mid is 0 plus 4 is 4, so your mid is this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your mid is this. So if this is less than 40, because we are searching for 40, if this is less than 40, that means the element will not be in this range. The element is going to be only in this range. Fine. Just wanted to explain to you. So if A of I is like A of mid is less than the element, that means I have to make my initial pointer as mid plus 1. Or else if A of mid is, I mean, let us see for this. Let us say I have mid here and I am searching for this element. So this, if A of mid, if this is greater than this, then obviously the element is going to be in this range. Fine. So I have to, because all the elements are on the left is smaller than this, and the element for which we are searching for is also smaller, then obviously we have to search in this range only. I mean, no sense to go out of this boundary. Fine. So what I have to do here, I will have to decrease my J as mid minus 1. So that's it, which we have to do. And in the end, I will just have to print the location where we got our output. So location. And that's it for writing the binary search program. We are done with the binary search. Let us have a run also for the same problem, so that we can be sure that whether program is working fine. So let us run it for the same element. I think we can write for this also 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10 elements. Fine. So I'm entering the size of this. I'm entering 10 values, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. And I want to search for, let us say 40. So we got 3, which is the location for this. Let us see. This is 1, 2, 3. So we got, sorry, this is not 1, 2, 3. This is 0, 1, 2, 3 actually. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got our 40 at third index. So that is why we are getting 3. Let us see for one more explanation. And this time we would not be having the element inside the array, and we want to search for 110. So we are getting our position as -1, because we have already defined the position as negative. Fine. So let us see how this code is more optimized than the linear search. let us take this code to the board because this is the main code for binary search and put it here. So this is the code for binary search. Fine. And please have some patience because this is an important algorithm also. So that is why I'm taking, longer than the expected time just to explain you the logic. Suppose we are having the elements as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 100. Fine. And the indexes for this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the indexes. And if you are solving the from linear search and you are searching for this element, then how many iterations you are going to have? 10 iterations. Obviously there are 10 elements, so you are going to have 10 iterations using linear search. Let us see with binary search. Your I is here, your I is here, J is here. In the first iteration you will check what is the mid. Mid is this. Let us suppose you are searching for 80. Fine, your mid is here. So if mid is equal to the 80, no it's not. Mid is less than 80, then you are going to increase your I. So your I is here because I would be mid plus 1. So your I is here. This is first iteration. Let us see for second iteration. Again you will calculate the mid. What is the mid in this case? I is 5. So 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 divided by 2, 7. So you are going to have your mid at here. Fine. So you would check again whether A of mid is equal to 80. Yes, it is 80. So you are going to print the 7. So in 2 iteration. This was the second iteration. So if you were searching for 80 in the linear search, then you were expected to have 8 iterations, 7 plus 8. And if you use binary search, then you have you got your answer in just 2 iterations. You can see the optimization here. Let us suppose you were searching for 100 also. So in this case, mid is A of mid is not equal to 100. Then what you used to do, you would increase your I again because 80 is less than 100. Let us increase I also. So your I is pointing to here now. Now you would again calculate the mid. 8 plus 9 by 2, which is yes, it is 8 because 8 plus 9 is 17, by 2 it is 8. So you would check whether this is A of 8 is equal to 100. No, it's not. Again 90 is less than 100, so you would increase your I to here. Now I and J are on the same point. You would calculate on the mid, which is I plus J divided by 2. So 9 plus 9, 18 divided by 2 is 9. So if A of 9, which is mid is here now, is equal to this one, then you are going to return this. So one iteration for this, one iteration for this, and 2 previously. So 3 and 4. So if you are searching for 100 using linear search, then you are having 10 iterations. If you are searching for same element inside the same array using binary search, then you are going to have your element only in 4 iterations. So that is why this is the more optimized than the linear search. And I have already shown you the logic for linear search also. So, and you already have seen the difference and the optimization process in both of the algorithms. So whenever you have to search for an element and you already know that that array would be sorted, then you have to apply the binary search there. Fine. So if you still have any question in the binary search, then you can comment down below. I would be replying there. And if you like this video, then here you can hit the like button, and if you are new to this channel, then do subscribe to the channel also, because I'm going to upload more videos on the topic of DSA in the upcoming days, and we are going to cover almost 1000 problems related to DSA only, so do not worry at all. And that's it for this video from my side. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.